Hello my crafty friends, it's Christy here from Second Chance Creation. This is a project share today. Very excited because we're back home for about 4 weeks. We got back yesterday, so of course there was no wasting of time with me getting stuck into doing some crafting because I have been missing it. And because I started this project just before we left, I wanted to finish it before I tackle the horse Gypsy Rose. So let me just remove myself and we'll get started. I'll show you my first one. So what's happened is I've actually got hold of some doorknob hangers, and these are just made from very thin plywood, and I was able to score these from a shop or thrift store for 50 cents each, and I end up getting 4 of them because that was all they had left. So I've made up 2 door hangers, and I'm making them all in different themes. So they're going to be gifted, and one of them I'm going to keep for myself. So I'll go through them one by one. This one, what I've started with is first, I've actually decoupaged some music paper, and then decoupaged a napkin over the top, so you can only just see the music notes. And excuse me for my blue finger, but I burnt it. I should have had that on before, but it's too late. Instead of looking at a disgusting band-aid, I thought you might want to just look at the blue finger. So yeah, so then I've covered the whole lot with very sheer lace because I wanted to make sure the colours came through and the music notes, because the theme is part of it. And then of course by attaching the various layers of laces, and I wanted to sort of finish it off with a doily that I cut out of a tablecloth. So we'll start from the bottom up. So this is part of the trim on the bottom. It's just from a top that I end up getting, and it's very meshy. As you can see on this side, it just looks plain, but it's actually coloured because it has the purples, greens, and some yellow in it, so which is the same as the napkin. And I wanted just to give it some dangle because I don't have sort of all those fancy dangles yet, so I had to make my own. And then I used a corner of a doily, crochet doily, excuse me. And no, so I didn't crochet this one. It was already done. And then I had this lovely big dark brown fringe, and I used it underneath because the colours of the photos, I wanted to pick that up. This pretty little gold beaded trim here is still from Deb Hendricks, and she gifted me a while ago. And what I'd done is I took all the dangles off at a certain length because they were too far apart, and just glued them on closer together. So otherwise I would have only had 2 dangles on this piece, and I wanted a little bit more dangles than that. And then I got this little purpley dangle here, which is very popular with everyone, and I actually, it's still left over from when I coloured it with beetroot juice and vinegar, and all I did was just pop on a little bit of bling, so make it a bit of sparkle. And then underneath that is a different fringe, a more of a browny tone colour fringe, just tones it down a little bit. And then I had a little doily under, just above that. And then I used a bit of a gold fringe. It was like a cord, and what I did was I've actually rolled it into a rose, and then I left the ends and frayed them to make it a bit fuzzy. Here's a nice piece of gold applique. I'm not sure if you can see that, and that's off a top, and this top is absolutely gorgeous, so I cut the leaves out so I could use it for this rose. A little leftover from a wedding applique, and this is still some appliques that I had left from last year that I coloured, I should say tea dyed, and I've just popped on some flat back pearls which were gifted to me by Vanessa. And I just continued this applique right around, used a bit more of this gold leaf that is from down the bottom here, just to finish that off, and just kept going with the applique. Just cut out some flowers and popped another flat back pearl and a bit more of that gold leaf just there, and then a really fine little piece of lace trim just there. And because she had a red hairband on, I just gave a little bit of stickle, the red stickle there, just to sort of bring it, pop it out a little bit. Another piece of doily piece just above here, which is tucked behind this little wedding applique. And because I had a couple of dangles left, I then used them on the top, and I had some fringe left and used it. I didn't really want to waste anything. And then the doorknob opening itself, I've kept, I didn't want to put anything in there because it might get knocked about. I've had some tea-dyed lace, and I've ruffled that up and made a little chiffon flower and popped that in there, little rose. And then here I continued on with the gold leaf and popped in a little bronze butterfly. And of course, and there's some more of the wedding applique. Is that the wedding applique? I have to have a look now. Can't see it. No, it's the little gold leaf just there. And then of course the edging I did with a gold chain. It's from my jewellery stash, and because I use that a lot on my horses, so I thought that was pretty cool. And of course this little flower I forgot to mention is the same of the little yellow chiffon, and I've just made a little roll rose. And as you can see, the colour of the picture is sort of like a yellowy tone, and the browns, and that's what I wanted to pick up. And the other colours I wanted to pick up from the napkin that you can see just through here, little pieces of lilac and orange and browns. So yeah, so let me know what you think. This one is probably my favourite one. I just love all the colours, and I'll just pop that on there. Now this one here I've actually painted, and I used just metallic paint. This is it just here that I used. Really pretty colour, just love it. And of course I edged it with some Chinese braid, and again I had a piece of curtain and I've cut out this particular part, and also the bottom part of it fanned out, and I thought I could use it as a trim. And I had a bit of white fringing left, and I've popped that behind there to show at the front. So the front you'll see is that lovely soft fringe, and on the curtain fabric itself, if I can pick this up, I've popped in some little pink roses on each little petal there. These little piece of motifs is still from Eleanor from the Gargoyle, and I've cut some pieces out and popped that in there, and then popped a little applique flower there with a little flat back pearl, and the same with these ones here. And then I had a piece of tulle which has polka dots on it. I'm not sure if you can see it. There it is. So I covered the front part of it, and I left a little bit hanging on the bottom and cut it into strips so you can only just see the polka dots through it. And then I have some of this pretty white dangle, and this is still from Irene Seriously Scrapping here in Australia, and I've got some of that left, and I've actually popped on some diamond dust. I'm not sure if you can see that coming, really pretty diamond dust, very fine, and I've just popped it on each little tassel. A little pretty piece of pink dangle, and I'm sorry I can't remember who gifted this to me. Another piece of applique from Eleanor, which is the same as this one on the bottom. Now what's happened is I've actually made a like a tag, but on a really big paper clip, and those paper clips, I think they're about 3 inches long. So I made this tag and I had it put aside, and I just wasn't quite sure how I was going to use it. So I've used it actually on this. So the tag consisted of the music paper, and it just happened to mention the Danube Waltz, the music notes, and then I just cut out a lady and popped her on there and really enhanced that dress of hers, seeing she's going to the waltz. And I've left the colour of the paper because I really liked it. It's this lovely soft polka dot paper. So what I've done is I've actually attached the whole tag with the paper clip, because of course I couldn't get it off because it's stuck on there, and I didn't want to ruin everything. And so then I just attached it onto the board. And I've just dollied up the dress. There's a bit of tulle just here. And these tiny little flowers here, they had green leaves on them. Well, I actually took the green leaves off, and I just wanted to use the flowers because they're the tiniest flowers that I have. And these came from Annette James from Luscious Laces. That's her Facebook group. And also her YouTube channel is called Nettie's Boys, I think. And but yeah, so she's in Australia. What I've done then is I've just boarded the top part to make it look as though she's coming through a doorway. This pretty little dangle just here, the leaf trim that everybody uses. I was fortunate enough to get this from Irene from Seriously Scrapping as well. A pretty little lace trim on the top, and I cannot remember who gifted that to me, I'm sorry. And I had these little pearl bows, and I popped them on each corner. And the front of this, I've actually gessoed over the pink. And then I had some, like a purpley blue ink pad, and I've just rubbed my finger on it and just wiped that over the pink and the gesso, and it come out this lovely blue, which is very similar to the blue here. So that was pretty cool. And then I covered it with the tulle with the polka dots, as you can see there, that sort of just peeks through on the bottom just down here. So this little frill here, believe it or not, is still from Flair by Me. Melanie Santiago sent me a little piece from the little wall hanger that I won early last year, and I had some left over, so I've popped that on there, and a little applique just on the bottom, on the top here to finish it off. And of course a little stick-on bling just here, and I do believe that it was part of Deb Hendricks' prize pack that I won not long ago. So yeah, so as you can see, I would love to have more like fabric lace dangles, but of course when you don't have them, you just improvise and just sort of make your own, and I think that looks pretty cool. So let me know what you think. These make really pretty gifts, and even for Christmas and birthdays. So as you can see, I'll just show you. You might just see, no you can't, I'm sorry, that big paper clip in there. But anyway, so yeah, so it's just a little, I actually started these before we left a few days ago, because we were away again, and I just really wanted to have them finished and share it with you ladies. So yeah, so it'll be horse time tomorrow. I want to get Gypsy Rose going again, and but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Just let me know what you think of them. I think they're a great idea. They are flat, they're easy to post, and they make lovely gifts. So you know what you've got to do. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.